What's up, gamers? It's your boy, THESHELLBULLET8, back again with another video. Today we got some ZGirls going on. Let me slow down on my talking. I know I'm talking super fast. I don't know why, but I feel like I'm a YouTuber right now. But seriously, we're about to jump into some ZGirls. So let's go ahead and get into it. What's up? We're back. So first off, everybody out there, I gotta say thank you yet again, because now we are over 501 whatever. I can't, because now we are over 501 subs at the moment. For a while there, we were at 469. Yeah, that's right. But all right, but anyway, so yeah, we're over 500 now. We're trying to reach that 1,000 mark. We're almost there. I can feel it, I can taste it, I can smell it. But really though, I gotta say thanks for all of you out there who have been watching, who've been supporting, who, you know, leave the comments, everything else. But today, on today's video, like I said, we're getting into some ZGirls. Leave 100,000 likes and comments on this video. You know, I'm just being foolish. I'll accept 1,000, 100, 50. I can work with 50. But so the last time that we were in here, we went over a lot of different stuff, mostly dealing with Siege. My brain's just having lapses right now. I don't know. But today, what we're going to go over is a couple of different things. We've got all kinds of new updates to the game. We've got, you know, just tons of the normal issues that we have with it, but we're not going to get into those too much. We're going to go over some of the update information, but primarily we're going to talk about the new enablers more so than what we did last time. It's going to be a short video, not super long. Won't go over like tons and tons of information, but it'll go over just enough so that people can understand a little bit better what the situation is with those enablers, the ones that you're able to actually put on the line. So let's go ahead and get switched over here so that I can show you exactly what we're talking about, and start the show. All right, so here we are in our little city of 1100, dead city. But if we go into our dorm here, of course, you see you have all of your enablers. Everybody's all there hanging out at the house, in the dormitory, doing their thing. But what you'll notice is on them, first off, let's just go to these two because I know they have both, Thunder and Comet. So if you take a look in the skill section, you have, and I think we've seen this before, but we're gonna go a little bit more into it. I don't know why I haven't finished this yet. I will finish it, whatever. But the combat skills. The combat skills themselves, you have individual combat skills on almost all of the enablers. Not every one of them has them, all right? They have two different ones. One of them, this one opens up when the star level reaches level 5. And what the star level is if you go back in here, oops, wow. If you go back here, you see this here, star level. And what's required to upgrade on certain ones, you actually have to get their shards as well as the blue crystal, the blue, we'll just call it, you know, crystals for right now. They're not crystals. There's a blue crystal in this game, but I'm not trying to, yeah. You know what I'm talking about. That's all there is to it. But it's really easy to get shards for these two, especially because you can actually get them from the battle pass. If you have any form of level in the battle pass and you go into the store, they are one of the enablers that are available in there to actually get upwards of 15,000 shards for them specifically per season. The other enablers that are in there, I believe Yui is one of them. I believe Sarah P is now one of them. This Sarah here. So there's 3 or 4 different ones, but that's how you actually upgrade them. Now, where you end up using these enablers are in Arena, in Big Battle, in Championship, in Siege, when you go and you destroy anything out in the field, zombies, when you collect resources, RSS, different things like that. But the main places that you're gonna have use for them is Arena, all 3 arenas, in Championship, and in Siege. Now, the rules on them it's slightly strange because of this here. Let's go back in. I'm going to show you something else really fast. Beasting, just beasting here. All right, so if we take a look in the Bloodstones, these are the rules on the Bloodstones here. Now, this right here, reinforcements. Each Bloodstone can be upgraded, blah, 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 attribute roll. All right, okay, here we go. We'll actually take it from the beginning because this is primarily where it is. Heroes can greatly increase their attributes by equipping Bloodstones. At the same time, different types of Bloodstone effects also provide more customized gameplay. Each hero can carry 6 Bloodstones in different shapes, and the effects they bring can provide a great bonus to the battle. The bonus effect only affects the hero who is carrying the battle. That line right there is probably one of the most important lines in here, and it's also kind of deceiving. So if you understand what that line means, that means that your primary enabler, let's say in Arena, you have 3 primary enablers because you choose your primary enabler as well as your mecha and then your secondary enablers on the line along with your troops and troop types. So taking a look, I need to do something. I rarely I don't care a lot about Arena or any of that other stuff anymore. I see somebody was trying to get some points during the increase of power. So taking a look here, this is their primary enabler. This is the one that carries the battles. All right. Then you have the mech that was chosen, and then you have the actual troop types all here, along with the secondary enablers on the line as well. Now, the situation is this. You would think that, well, they carry a portion of the battle, but they're not the ones that are the primary. So the Bloodstones technically don't matter for them. I still say do it anyway, because you would be surprised on the fact that this game has a tendency, I think we all know this, to screw up at different times. And at some point they are going to implement it to where it does matter. It will matter. It'll matter a great deal, even more so. But what does matter for these enablers at this point in time are their levels and their skills. And what I mean by that is this. So let's say you get into a battle in Arena. Okay, thanks. Let's say you get into a battle in Arena and you're having an issue where, you know what? I'll go ahead and just show you this here. Some of the tests that I did. Let's say you get into a battle, all right? I think the last person, because they always try at the end of the day. Yeah, this kid had no chance. This kid has no chance in an actual battle, because you have to remember, none of my stuff is actually properly set up. Gear-wise, any of that. I have like extremely strong gear, so on and so forth, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. When you look at the actual enablers on the line here, and it's kind of hard to go back and forth and kind of, show you the comparison, but you see the attack times is 19, 14, 907, and I don't believe we have any of the actual same enablers being used on this specific fight. But attack times 19, skill kills 0. Now, there's a reason behind that because of the type of actual skills that she's using. Hers are offensive skills, hers are defensive skills. So does it make any sense in arena, things like that, to keep a defensive enabler as far as her skills on the line? Yes and no. So the defensive skills, and this is one of the tricks, it only actually affects the one individual enabler or troop type that you're actually using there. And some of the skills will actually say all, others will not specify all. And if they don't specify all, it's only doing it for that one individual. In this case, there was no reason to have her on the line. I just threw her on there. There's better enablers to put there versus her. Now, if you look at the attributes, however, of each individual enabler, which every single one of their attributes actually do count. And it's pretty simple to understand why. So if you look at the troops, attack, defense, HP, these actually play a difference, because as you upgrade their star levels, okay, she's maxed out. First, let's look at her skills before I go anywhere else. Defense barrier and burst shield. When the shield absorbs excessive damage and explodes, the damage will be reflected to all enemies. Now, that's the thing. That's both a defensive and offensive. Maybe on the upgrade, it'll be a lot more. Yeah, here you go. It'll be a lot more of a factor in the battle, but until they're upgraded, to me, it really doesn't matter. And it's still primarily a defense mechanism versus an offensive system. So would it be smarter to put a straight offensive person on the line? Yes. But what I was trying to show you is as you upgrade, let's see, I think she's done too. No, she's not. So as you upgrade, you see the green numbers here off to the side. 1687, 790, 898, defense 1253. And all of these characteristics actually play a factor in that battle in arena. But what could actually change the battle itself, whether you win or lose, is the actual levels. I need to go ahead and do that too. Is the actual levels of these skills as well. But the catch to it is, in order to unlock most of the higher performing skills, you actually have to reach a higher star level. Now, again, the star level is based on what they ask for in here. In this case, it's shards again. In some cases, it's the orange stars. Specifically, I believe, what's her name? Where is she? What are you doing? Where you at? Her. Yep. Yui actually is an orange star character. You need the orange stars to upgrade hers, and this will put her on level 5. So yeah, which is more like, this is her last level. 58, 72, 40, 81, 40, 35. Right now, she's already a strong enough character that I have on the line and can actually use her in those battles because she can pretty much carry herself. Now, the catch to it is, what you have to think about is this. When you're in those fights, if you have all of your strong enablers on one line, more than likely that one is going to win, but it leaves you wide open on the other two enablers that are fighting in the actual battles, because they're going to have much weaker individuals there. What I will say about this though is that you still should go ahead and put any kind of armor and elements and things like that on your enablers, because the fact is that stuff gets unlocked. It's going to leave you at a great disadvantage if you don't have that set up when it's unlocked in the game, and all of a sudden you're realizing, oh my gosh, I'm just losing every battle. Well, you didn't keep up with what the updates were. So speaking of updates, the last update wasn't anything really huge. Of course, they all got erased, but essentially there were some updates as far as the UI, as far as a couple of different things. And one of the things was to actually adjust stuff in Siege. Did it adjust it the proper way? No. So when we spoke about Siege last time, you guys asked specifically what the battle plan should be, and what the battle plan should have been. You should have easily been able to take your 3 strong enablers with their weapons, with the right stones, with all of that, the correct mechas, and then you should have been able to send out your actual your Siege lineup with your 5 secondary enablers, and then project troops should have been on that line, and it should have been, there we go, Project 0 for 3, maybe 4 of the actual troop lines, and then your last 2 could have been 1 full stack of T10 attackers and 1 full stack of T10 deads, or even 2 full stacks of T10 deads. That right there broke through the fairy gear with ease. Did not matter if they had 100%, inability to be taken. It didn't matter. Now, what you have to understand with the fairy gear is you can get all sorts of different stuff on them. And I'm going to show you my weak fairy gear right now. All right. My weak fairy gear. Oops, wrong one. So go in here. 230% troop HP is the best thing on here. This one, 200% troop attack plus 100% troop HP. This one, again, weak one. Troop HP of 190 and dead troop attack of 170. On some of these, I even have, I think this was a 300 one, something like that. No, that's another. Like everything that I have set on my primary enablers are the second or third best ones on here. And there's a reason for that. So dead troop HP 200, dead troop attack 250. These are the second and third strongest ones. The reasoning behind that is because I don't like going into arena or big battle and everything else. First off, I don't care about changing any of this stuff anymore. You all know I don't play anymore. So if they get set up in a line, it doesn't matter to me. Whatever. But when it comes to Siege, changing all of that out, if you go out, you decide to Siege and you put all of your strongest gear on at that point, makes a huge difference. And when it says, perseverance, 100% inability to be captured, that's not true. You put on the best gear that you actually have at that point, and you have all of your enablers, your top tier enablers lined up in that with the correct marching orders, you will take them. Say you go out right now and you have full perseverance gear and you go and attack a school that has full perseverance gear on. They're stronger than you. They have full skill going, and you go and attack that school. Even though you're wearing the perseverance gear, you're getting taken if you lose that battle. So decrease rate of enabler being arrested plus 100%. It's not true. You have to figure out what your actual correct gear is, the right enablers to have, and the right marching troops. The right marching troops is pretty simple. It's a higher number of marching troops than versus the wall that you're going against, which is why you use your increases, which is why you use your full skill systems. And then that's also why you use all of the the bonus attacks. If you have troop attack increase 100%, do it on that as well. You need to have multiple of those, and you get those from AOV, or the Arena of Valor. It's a simple situation here. You guys can break through almost anything if you set everything up the right way. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So it always cracks me up when people are like, "Oh, it can't be done." Blah, blah. Like, no, you can do it. And not only that, it used to be way easier to do it than it is now. The fact of the matter is, once they screwed up Siege, and once they messed with the project troops yet again, that kind of killed it. But then you figure out, oh, wait a minute. All I have to do is match their actual wall, as well as put the absolute best. And I can tell you right now, you're going to need, like, at the very least 250% plus of troop attack or dead troop attack, as well as at least the 300% dead troop HP. And if you can actually get troop HP tacked onto that as well as part of it, and there's another one that you can get, but it only makes a difference in some situations, but the transform skill plus at least 10% on your fairy gear. You get things like that on a full gear setup, I guarantee you're going in and you're taking their enabler. The thing about the fairy gear is that when they put it out, it was kind of a crappy time because they had just technically really put out the Genesis gear, and the Genesis gear could not really be beaten if you had, a full set and you know how to use it, or even 4 pieces of what it technically was 4 pieces of Genesis plus 2 made pieces. Or you were solid gold in there. But with this gear here, it helps them to make more money because you're constantly trying to get those pieces together. And therefore, you actually have to spend your diamonds. Some people have to go out and buy diamonds. I have like almost an unlimited supply of diamonds, as most people who have been playing this game for any amount of time kind of do. I mean, look at the number of pieces that I actually have. I've pretty much thrown out all other gear because all of my enablers are at the right level. I just need to put gear on all of them. Like any green, blue, purple, and white gear, that's all gone. It's all orange and yellow. And I've actually broken so many pieces of the fairy gear, it's not even funny. But the fact is, I have enough of the fairy gear to put on quite a few of the enablers I have, and most of them are really, really strong. Now, when the meta changes, and what I mean by meta is the strongest troop types, like currently, everybody should know this. Deads are the current strongest troop types. At one point, a long time ago, mobiles were, because not only were they good to go in and actually kill, but they were robbing people easily. Mobiles are still the best troops to send in to rob someone. But if you're going against a much stronger school, you're going to be in a whole lot of trouble sending some mobiles in there. The other one was shooters. Shooters technically should be, again, besides project troops, they should again be the meta, because shooters can pretty much deal with anything, especially with dead troops, distance, so on and so forth. Dead troops require close range, but deads have been made meta again. So that is what it is. Now, if you know that, then you need to make sure that you work on increasing. If people still haven't done this, you need to make sure that you work on increasing your infection institute. You also need to make sure that you increase their transform skills. Max them some bitches out to 80. That's where they need to be. And then you should max out all of the others as well, because the transform skill, well, it makes a huge difference depending on what you're doing. Now, knowing that deads are the primary, that's what you need to focus on as well in most of your technology. Your alliance technology should be focused on all of the dead abilities. It's a obvious sort of situation. Deads are number one. You need to have what? Strong deads. Let's all say that together now. Strong deads. But that's just the situation there. Now, with that, when it comes to arena and things like that, you should already know that, well, arena is 4 blocks of T10 deads, 1 block of T9 deads. Now, in the case of championship and standard arena, I still believe you should technically go in with 4 blocks of T10 deads, 1 block of T10 attackers. It's a slightly different built system. You can go in with the same structure of deads, even in standard arena and championship, especially depending on how strong you are. But pretty much, I mean, the idea you guys have to keep in mind is that this game, for as long as they can keep it running, for as long as people keep playing it, for as long as people keep putting anything into it, which people still are putting into this game, I see it constantly. The fact of the matter is, you can keep growing. I know you got to deal with a whole lot of people who think they want to be the bully of your city, so on and so forth. Contact the guys who go out there and just wipe them out. And that's just what it is. I know everybody's having a problem with a certain individual who left this city because he knew like he was getting wrecked here on a constant basis, ran off to other cities supposedly to help a friend, and now he's trying to run through cities and people are going after him. We all understand that whole portion of this game, but if you keep working at it and you keep taking these little things that I'm telling you here and there, it'll help you gain a stronger school. There's a lot of different focuses that I'll try and go over on the next videos, as well as maybe even go a little bit more in depth with each of the things that I've already gone over. And the big thing is, I need you guys to tell me what it is you want to know. Some people will leave messages, ask specific questions, things like that. And that's why I come back in and I might reiterate something that I said before. But I need you guys' help on, doing that. If you have very specific instances of things that you want me to go over, feel free, say something. And that's why I'm saying, you guys, please remember, like, comment, and subscribe. You'll get the notifications whenever I do any video or go live or whatever the case may be. And especially in the comments, it gives me, I check the comments and I reply to as many of them as I can, but it gives me an idea of what you guys need and how I can help you out. So gamers, bros and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, I'm THESHELLBULLET8. I'm out.